The Biden family is taking a lavish vacation in South Carolina and reportedly not spending a penny on their accommodations. The New York Post reporting, quote, the president recently asked prominent Democratic donor Maria Alwyn if he could stay at her 9-bedroom Kiowa Island estate. A source telling the Post that they stayed here before and they're not paying. They've never paid. They're just friends.
South Carolina Congresswoman Nancy Mace joins us now. Congresswoman, your reaction.
Well, first, I want to welcome President Biden and his family to one of the most beautiful beaches in South Carolina in Kiowa. And if you haven't visited, I encourage everyone to come and visit our neck of the woods. We depend on tourism in the Low Country. But the other thing that I want to say about this is that I hope that President Biden learns something on his trip down, because when you travel down to Kiowa, you travel by and over some of the most rural and poorest areas of South Carolina. Families and workers that are really struggling through COVID-19, that can't pay their rent, can't afford gas or groceries, having trouble helping their kids get to school. We're really struggling there. But one of the other things, being a red state with a conservative governor, while he's on Kiowa, he's got clean air, clean beaches, clean water. And I hope he can learn from that trip as well to see that conservative leadership is great leadership. It's safe. We enjoy law and order, and we fund our police. It's a great opportunity to showcase all the beautiful benefits of living on the beaches of South Carolina.
Well, there's also the raid at Mar-a-Lago that just took place, and Hunter Biden is on this trip in South Carolina. His house never got raided, neither did Hillary Clinton's. Are these things just a coincidence, or is there, political motivation within the FBI?
Well, you saw after the raid in the first 24 to 48 hours that it spectacularly backfired, not just with conservatives, but with those on the other side of the aisle. You had classically liberal writers talking about how grave this precedent was being set. I'm glad to see Merrick Garland say something publicly yesterday, but I agree with the former president and the DOJ. We want to see those records unsealed so the American people have more information. This had never happened before, and you saw Merrick Garland doing damage control yesterday afternoon because this raid has spectacularly backfired. And you're right, Hillary Clinton's bathroom was never raided, and she had a server, personal server, private server with classified information on it. You had Sandy Berger, who was also part of the Clinton administration. His home was never raided, and he stole classified information from the National Archives down his pant leg and out of the building. But you see that the left doesn't hold their side accountable on any of these issues, and that's part of the reason people are so angry about what happened the other night.
Yeah.
Well, Congresswoman, people are going to be angry if they start getting more audits. I want to turn to this Inflation Reduction Act. It looks like the House could pass today, and in it, $80 billion to beef up the IRS, which could add a lot more IRS agents who will likely go after lower and middle income people more than millionaires.
Right, 87,000 agents. The 3rd Infantry Division is about 21,000 soldiers. So we're talking about 4 infantry divisions of IRS agents that are armed, that are spying on your Venmo, your bank account. They say they're not going to go after those making less than $400,000 a year. We've been told a lot by the Biden administration that just hasn't been true over the years. And people are really angry about this. If they were hiring them to get their refunds faster, I think we'd all be cheering for joy, because there's a huge backlog at the IRS. I get calls every single day about it, but instead they're going to be, going after hardworking Americans. And if you're a small business making $400,000 a year as an S Corp, for example, you're going to have less money to reinvest in your business and your employees or research and development, and it's just going to make inflation worse. Inflation is caused by spending. You can't solve it by just more spending.
Congresswoman, really quickly, are you hearing from any Democrats that might vote no on this Inflation Reduction Act?
Not so far, and I just flew in late last night for the vote today. I am deeply concerned about the deficit spending in this bill and what it's going to do over the next 5, 7, 10 years. I haven't heard a word. We'll see what happens on the Hill.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Congresswoman Nancy Mace.